All right, today we're talking about a volume pedal. What is that exactly? Well, it is a thing that goes on your pedal board and it can control the volume of your signal. Kind of looks like this, like a big old ski almost. You got like that kind of thing. You stick your foot on it and you can push it down and your volume comes on. You can hear my amps buzzing and then goes back off. And so you may be asking like, well, doesn't my guitar have a volume knob? Can't I just use that? The answer is yes for a lot of things, but it depends on what you're trying to do. One of the biggest things that it lets you do to have a volume pedal is you can kind of use your feet to fade in something that you're playing. So if you just strum a chord, whatever it is, and then just kind of slowly push the volume pedal down, then you can fade that in. One of the things, like, can you do that with your regular volume knob? Yes, you can. Mine needs a little bit of spray in it, it sounds like, because it's got a little bit of scratchiness to it. In a lot of ways, the volume pedal has a little bit of a smoother kind of feel when it comes in and out like that. It depends on what you buy. They make small ones too. They're not all like the size of like your whole foot and a giant ski or whatever. It just makes it easier to get to. So can you kind of swell in, like fade in your volume like that with your volume knob on your guitar? Yes, you totally can. But what you can't do is you can't be playing a riff and have that fade in if that's something you want to do, or just, you know, picking around or something. Or fade it out. If that's something you want to do, then you would want to have, obviously you would need both your hands free to be able to do that with a pedal. Do you need a volume pedal? No, it just depends on kind of what your context is and what things you're going for. Another thing that people will use a volume pedal for, or that you can, is you can use it the same way you would use your guitar's knob to kind of clean up a dirty signal. So if I have an overdrive on, but I back off my volume knob on my guitar, it gets cleaner, and you can kind of control the dynamics of how dirty the thing is with just the volume knob on your guitar, and that always works. If you put your volume pedal before all your drives on your board, it will work the same way as the volume knob on your guitar, so you could clean up while you're playing if you wanted to. This volume pedal is after the drives on this pedal board, and the reason is so that when you do that, you can make the signal quieter, but it won't get less drivey. So listen to the difference as I back off. It's just as dirty, it's just quieter. Whereas when you back off the volume knob on your guitar, it's close to just as loud, but it's not as dirty. So that's another consideration. A lot of times if you're swelling in something, you wouldn't necessarily want the level of drive to change as you swell. Some people might want that, but that's just another consideration. So when I swell in this chord with it after my drive pedals, the level of drive will stay consistent if I turn my volume up. You get the idea there. Since there are no rules, you could actually put it after all your other pedals and you could use it as kind of a mute. Another thing people often use volume pedals for is most volume pedals will have a secondary output that you can plug a tuner into. So basically the tuner is on all the time, but it's not connected to the rest of your signal chain. So that if there is one plugged into that spot on this board. So if your volume is up, like your volume pedal is going, the tuner is still registering notes. When you turn it off and there's no signal, the tuner is still registering the notes, even though the volume is off. So that's a great simple way to do silent tuning in the middle of a live set, which a lot of people use that for. And that's basically it. I mean, that's all I can think of. So that's a volume pedal. Again, there's no rules about where you place stuff or if you need one or whatever. It just depends on what your needs are. And so hopefully that gives you an idea what some of those things are. So hope this was helpful. See you later.